Hey there, Cherie here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back here with a bit of a vlog. I have a lot to share. It's been a while since I put up a video. I've recorded lots of things, but just, I haven't been in the mood to do much editing. So anyway, lots of things have gone on. I will be eventually rolling out some of the sewing videos and things like that I've recorded throughout the fall and winter. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with my first video of 2024 as a vlog so I can share with you bits and pieces of a few things that have been going on. I'll talk to you in this video about an Azure Standard haul, my very first one. I will say I've been sharing on the community tab as well as in shorts. So if you've missed all the things that I've been sharing over the last few months, do check those options out to kind of get little glimpses. Anyway, for those that love a good long video to catch up on all the things, here we go. So as I said, Azure Standard haul, my first one. I did put my link. It's an affiliate link to Azure Standard. You get to save some off your first order. I get a small little kickback from them for suggesting them to you. So my direct link will be in the description box. I might tag a comment and put that in there as well. But anyway, you'll see all the things I got. It's my first order and it's a huge order. And I take you through unboxing all those things. I do share a little bit of what I did with some of it. There will be a part 2. I recorded a lot of things around my Azure Standard haul, so I'm excited to share those, more of that with you all in a couple upcoming vlogs actually. So anyway, Azure Standard, we'll do a little bit of a sewing. I pulled a piece of some things that I worked on over the last couple of months so I can get a little bit of sewing share in for you, for those of you who like to follow along with what I'm sewing. Yes, I made my dress. I will link to this pattern review in the description box for the sewers who haven't seen that video and you're interested in knowing a bit more about the dress I'm wearing. And then I'm gonna wrap up with a little bit of gardening things. Again, just tidbits of things that I've recorded over the last couple months, and eventually we'll get all caught up on things and hopefully be sharing things in real time as we move through the gardening season. But yeah, just a little intro. So let's get into the Azure Standard haul. All right, so as I mentioned in the intro, I'm gonna go kind of step by step through all the things that I got in my very first Azure Standard haul. And so this here is a cinnamon raisin bread. I'm gonna open these boxes up and see. I know this is frozen salmon. Let's see what's in the other box though. Okay, so here's the wild caught salmon. This is a 10-pound box and they are individually wrapped and portioned. I love that. So yeah, I think it's, I'll count them and I'll put on the screen, but I think there should be 20 portions in there. And then in this box, yes, there is one loaf of the Ezekiel cinnamon raisin bread. I didn't think I bought 6 boxes, 6 packages. We love that. That's just something we get regularly at the grocery store. It was a little bit cheaper here, so I just added that to the order. And then I got this bag of young Thai frozen organic coconut meat. So I'm excited to try that. I've seen this in grocery stores for like at least twice the price that I paid for this. And then for the first time, I am going to try some beef bacon. Yeah, and so I think I got what, 4 packs, 3 packs? So yes, there are 4 packs of the beef bacon. It is hardwood smoked uncured beef brisket bacon. So I'm gonna leave one of these out to thaw so we can cook that up and taste it. And the rest of these things, I'm gonna get into the freezer quickly and we will move on to the next items. Okay, so this is a pretty big box. We're gonna open this up. It's definitely not chocolate. I didn't even notice that they sell chocolate, but I'll be looking at chocolate next time. But let's get this open and see what's inside. Okay, so this is a mixture of produce. Let's go over. You can see here, I got a bag of celeriac, organic celeriac, so that I'm gonna make some soup with this. This is something that I have grown in my garden. Mine have never gotten this big, and to be quite honest, it got totally eaten up last season by some little garden pests. They seem to like the green tops, and so they just kept chewing off the green tops. I was growing in an area that I didn't have fenced in. Terrible idea, but I was getting this greenhouse built in the area. And so anyway, I really wanted some celeriac. This is something that I think I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I really try to focus on things that are really expensive for me to buy here in Minnesota at my local grocery store, especially organic. And then things that are just kind of hard to find. So that's why I got this, and I'm looking forward to making some soup. Looks like I threw in a bottle of vanilla extract. This is a gluten-free, non-GMO one. You can never have too much vanilla extract, and I just wanted to see how theirs taste. I have some brewing away on my counter. It's nowhere near ready, and I have some, but I just wanted to see how theirs taste because this was a pretty good price. This is the beginning of the carrots. You'll see later on in the video that I got an absurd amount of carrots, and you'll hear why, but this is my first round of carrots. They had their carrots grouped in different ways. They had some that were considered more for juicing. Then they had like a big, large quantity on sale. Then they had like a smaller quantity at a good price. I think this one is here because this was something that I added to my cart. Then I saw the big bag that was on sale and I forgot to remove this, but they will get used, and you'll hear about that later. Yeah, so that's just 2 5-pound bags of carrots. Got this 5-pound bag of organic garlic. Of course, I have garlic growing out in my garden. I don't grow enough garlic. I mean, I grow a lot of garlic, but garlic is something that we eat every single day. So I would need a lot of bulbs. And I like to keep the garlic that I grow in the garden. I like to keep that for sort of like fresh eating if I'm making, vinaigrettes and salad dressings and things like that. And I also like it if I'm doing like fresh sautés. I don't want to use my homegrown garlic for things that I'm like cooking and freezing or possibly pickling. And so I usually get that at the supermarket. It's become really expensive, and honestly, the quality hasn't been that great this year. So I was excited to see this 5-pound bag. I'm going to test it out, and if this is good garlic, then I will definitely be adding this to every order. I have some things that I want to preserve that include garlic, and so this will be a great test to see if this is a great tasting and economical option. And then the last item that was in this box was heavy, is this almost 5-pound slab of organic raw milk white cheddar grass-fed. And that's the reason why I got this. Again, I've converted to trying to buy grass-fed dairy products whenever I use them. And, they can get pretty expensive when you're buying little individual packages. And so this was a very good price. And so I've seen a lot of videos where people have raved about this cheese, and so I am excited to have some. Okay, so next we're going to look at some of the fruit. This is a 10-pound box of blueberries, and I cracked it open. Hubby did a little taste test, and of course he had to make a little bowl. They are delicious. All right, so we saw the 10 pounds of blueberries, and now this box here, I did go ahead and get some kale because they had it on sale, and I use a lot of kale. And I'm growing kale microgreens, but I'm not growing full-size kale, so that's something that I wanted for a saute or for juicing. I'm still buying at the supermarket right now, so got that. And then got this bag of yellow organic ginger. This is 1 pound. These are really big, nice, and healthy looking rhizomes. Excited about that. And then I got a bunch of oranges. I think I have more. They had a sale on different kinds of oranges. And so I got these. I'm going to juice some. I'll leave a bag for us to just, you know, raw eat with our breakfast. And then I'm going to freeze dry some for the first time. Have I freeze dried oranges yet? If I did, they were eaten because I definitely don't have any in the cabinet. And then this is a bag of blood oranges, I'm pretty sure. Yes, so these are the blood oranges. And these I got, 3 bags of navel oranges. Each of the navel orange bags is 4 pounds. And then this one here, the blood oranges are, this is a 5-pound bag of blood oranges. So that's the next bit of produce. And there's lots more. Okay, so here's the next box we're gonna peek into. I was gonna do all the produce together, but the way the boxes are stacked in the cart, I'm just gonna go with this. So these are, we love these egg pastas. So I got a bunch of those. And then this is, you know, also an egg. This is also an egg pasta, just a different kind of pasta. So a little bit more narrow. I don't eat a lot of pasta. My husband's from Europe. He loves pasta. So when I do eat it, I try to get organic, and the egg pasta seems to do better for me. So I do like those. We both like kumquats, my husband especially. This is something I very rarely see in the supermarkets here. So I went on and grabbed a pound of those. More oranges. This might be, I think I bought like a big box. Oh no, these are Cara oranges. So this is a different kind of orange. 4-pound bag. Those are great for our juice. See here, got a lot of seeds. I'm always buying seeds, and I like supporting people who save our seeds. And I'm amassing a nice, just personal seed bank. It's just one of my priorities. And so, yeah, I got some replenish of some things that I had run out of, and then a bunch of new things that I actually don't have in my already massive seed library. So that was kind of exciting. I will probably grow some of these this year. I've already planted a lot of the seeds that I'm going to be growing that I need to start indoors. Anything that I can direct sow, you know, I might go ahead and find a space for. But I also do, some of these have a lot of seeds in the packet, and I'm going to open them and ration some off to donate to my favorite local community garden. So they'll get some cool seeds too. And then the last thing that was in this box is this gluten-free exotic rice toast. That was just something there I've never seen or tried before. And so I got the cheese from them. And so this will be a nice little snack to try out. All right, so I told you guys that I got a lot of carrots. And it's for a particular reason. You'll hear later in this video, or I'll do a separate video. This bag here is 25 pounds of juicing carrots. And then this bag here, let me see. I already showed you that I have 3 of these 5-pound bags, and I think this might be 10. Let me check. Yes, so this is 10 5-pound bags, so a 50-pound bag of carrots. This was a nice workout, bringing these things in from the car. I'm so excited to have gotten this deal. Both of these were on special this month. So I got a great price. This is actually the brand that I typically get at the supermarket, at the store. And so, yeah, very, very excited about having all these carrots. Plus I have the other 15 pounds. And again, either at the end of this video or in a separate video, you will see why I got all these carrots. Okay, next we're gonna have a look at what's in this box here. And then first though, we're going to just show you here. This is a box of Meyer lemons. Again, purchased for a very specific canning reason. And let me see, what was the quantity here? 10 pounds. So this was a 10-pound box of Meyer lemons. And it tells me here the farm that it's from and who the organic certification was done by. And then here I got some Azure Market brand palm fruit shortening. This is a 4-pound container. And then I have lots of things inside of here, including looks like some onions. So I'm gonna get this unpacked and go over what's in this box. All right, so that box is unpacked. I will just move across and share what I got here. So first here you see a 3-pound glass jar of berry and wildflower honey. That's the Azure Market brand. And then this one here is an orange blossom honey, also 3-pound glass jar. I got a small glass jar of organic ground cinnamon, Ceylon cinnamon. This is a 2.8 ounce jar. Then in the middle, I have here the Bragg's organic olive oil. That's the olive oil that I typically buy. It was a couple dollars cheaper for this bottle at Azure Market, so I grabbed one of those. I have a lot in my pantry. But I did want to go ahead and try their cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. This is the Azure Market brand, in glass bottles, cold pressed organic extra virgin olive oil. So I'm excited to try that. They came chilled. They are, you know, re-liquefying after coming in from the car. This last jar here is cold pressed organic avocado oil, also Azure Market brand. And then down here, these are in plastic bottles. I have on the left some blackstrap molasses, organic. That's 32 ounces. Then I have 32 ounces of dark grade A robust maple syrup, organic. And then finally a 32 ounce bottle of organic vanilla extract. And again, all 3 Azure Market brand. Then also in that box was a large bag of more Ceylon cinnamon. This is a pound. And then I threw in some onions. I still actually have some red onions that I harvested from my own garden. I'm down to the little bits and I'm down to like the little ones. So I am back to having to buy onions at the supermarket. So I went on and grabbed those. Okay, next up, we're gonna look at some more fresh produce. This here is a box that has 20 pounds of organic leeks. Now, for whatever reason, leeks have become very expensive, organic leeks at least, the ones that I buy at the stores that I shop at. I mean, I've ordered them and picked them up sometimes when I've had to pay $2.99 for 1 leek. And so I went on and got these, and I'm going to just chop these up along with some other vegetables and get those portioned out and put in vacuum sealed bags and get those packed in the freezer. I do grow fresh leeks in my garden. I don't take up a lot of space with them. Well, I haven't ordered as many. I did order some more from Dixondale Farms again this year, and I'm growing some from seed. Most of mine don't get this big. They're just not outgrowing long enough to get quite that big, but I do love them. And again, I eat a lot of leeks. And so this was just a great deal. Something I would buy at the supermarket. I'm going to get it, prep the pantry with it. And then same thing with these peppers. I mean, I cook 1 or 2 peppers almost every day in something. I have some dishes that I like to make that really take a lot. I have some dishes that I like to make that really use a lot of peppers. And so I took advantage of this opportunity to try this is a 25 pound, let me double check. Yep, 25 pound box of organic red bell peppers. Now it doesn't say the variety. And that's the one thing when you're buying, peppers in the store, you don't know if it's an open pollinated or a hybrid variety. But I am going to go ahead and save the seeds from these. I'm going to plant one out and so I can see what grows from it, just out of curiosity. Again, it's very easy to save pepper seeds. So I'm just going to do that. I've always heard people talk about, you know, which you can and can't grow from the supermarket. I have the space to test this out. I want to know, you know, because this could be an open pollinated variety of pepper. I just don't know. They don't often put the names on the varieties that you get at the supermarket. So yeah, excited about this fresh produce. Okay, next up, I got these 2 massive bags of beets. They're 25 pounds each. One is an organic red beet, the one on the right. And then these are organic golden beets. And yeah, just an incredible price. Organic beets, again, they are very costly here where I live in Minnesota, at least at the markets that I shop at, and particularly even this time of year. And I can't grow, well, I shouldn't say that. I could grow this many beets if I wanted to dedicate the garden space, but I would much rather dedicate that space to all my peppers and tomatoes and eggplant and cucumber and squash and all those things. So I grow some beets, but not, you know, I don't grow enough beets for me to eat for the whole year. And so this is a wonderful option to supplement the beets instead of getting them at the store, getting them at a great price, getting them certified organic. So I'm excited to try these. All right, so next we're gonna look at some more pantry staples. I'm gonna start here with some Thai red rice. I have here some unsweetened medium shred coconut, organic, some organic whole milk powder, some organic Thai jasmine rice, white rice. Here we have some organic amaranth. We have some Himalayan pink salt. Next up, we have some non-instant buttermilk powder. We talked about the Thai red rice. So, okay, so those are some more staples. These are like all the other staples that are coming in this bag. These brown bags, they're gonna get removed from here, put either in a glass jar or in a bag, a Mylar bag that will be vacuum sealed and put on my long-term storage shelves. I'm gonna leave this here because it's heavy, and this is a 55-pound bag of organic pure cane sugar. This will get, again, I'll fill up some in my pantry, my kitchen pantry, and the rest will get put stored away properly in long-term storage. All right, and here are some other things that I got by the case or by the box. I got 2 different varieties of Japanese sweet potatoes. I think I'm gonna pull one of each and try to grow slips from them to grow more in the garden, but mostly I eat sweet potatoes several times a week, and so yeah, just got those for fresh eating. I might freeze dry some. I haven't freeze dried sweet potatoes yet, so maybe I'll cube and freeze dry some as well. This is a box of Seconds apples, and so they were really cheap, supposed to be for juicing, saucing, things like that. So we'll see how many cups of apples I get from that, so I can see if that was worth it or not. And then these are my husband's favorite Honeycrisp apples. They're big, beautiful. They don't have that like weird wax all over the fruit, which is nice. And so these are going to be for him for fresh eating. And I do a little kind of desserty thing in the freeze dryer that he loves with apples. And so I'm gonna do that again too, because those are all gone. So yeah, very pleased with the condition and quality, especially for the price. Okay, and finally, we're gonna look to see what's in these 2 boxes. These are hand-packed boxes, so they're mixtures of things. So let's get this open and unpacked. Okay, so those 2 boxes were unpacked. I see why they were so heavy. One box had these 4 squash in it. Can't remember the variety. If I remember to look it up, I'll put it on the screen or in the comments. But it's organic for sure. Again, I have to look to see if it was an open pollinated variety. If it is, I will probably save the seeds. Again, that can always be risky with the pumpkins and squash and cucumbers and stuff because, right, cross-pollination. But I'm just saving all my seeds right now. I have a lot of seeds that I buy, but I'm also just saving seeds. Maybe I'll roast them. I have to see. Anyway, another bag of organic Japanese sweet potatoes. I got some turmeric, more onions, more organic onions. I think these are sweet onions, yes. So this is a 10-pound bag of sweet onions. I stocked up on some more pectin. I have a bunch, but that was something that I just threw in there. Saw this black lava sea salt. I bought black lava sea salt before at a wonderful shop in Ann Arbor, Michigan, when I used to live in Michigan. So I was excited to see that in a jar. So yeah, got that. And then the rest of these are more dry goods. So I have a 5-pound bag of sea salt. I have my favorites, some organic black eyed peas. This is some non-GMO brown teff back there. I got some tiger nut flour. I got a bag of sesame seeds. Some citric acid, some white corn flour, masa corn flour for making tortillas, some cassava flour, and some mini chocolate chips, semi-sweet organic chocolate chips. And as you can see, these are all the Azure Market brand of bulk food. So I'm excited to try these. These were great prices. These I will all get transferred out of these paper bags into bags in glass jars and mostly put away. I'll fill my jars that I keep in my kitchen pantry, and then whatever's left over will get stored down in my long-term storage pantry. So yeah, that's it for the haul. It was a lot, as I said. And so either at the end of this video or in part 2, I'll be sharing more about my impressions and what I did with all this food. Okay, so I'm going to get started the first round of preservation. I'm putting the blueberries into the freeze dryer. I have my 4 trays filled. I've cleaned, sorted the blueberries. Actually, there were only like 3 that I had to pull out of here. These are just very high quality, delicious blueberries. And I almost wasn't going to freeze dry them, but my husband, he loves this as a snack. He keeps a jar on his desk, and I have been out of them for a little bit. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is a total of 14 cups spread out on this tray. We've already been eating off of them, and I preserved, I'll show you in a second, 10 cups that I'm just going to rinse and portion into containers for our breakfast over the next week. And so yeah, I'm gonna and I still have more left in the box, so I'll have a look to see how much more is left. And yeah, I got my tea going because I'm gonna be at this stove all day, and I'm gonna keep a nice pot of tea going so I can sip on that while I work. Okay, so here's what's left of the blueberries. The colander on the right has 10 cups of blueberries in it. This measured out to be 3 cups. I'm going to get these washed and dried. I'm going to get these sorted, do a little bit of breakfast meal prep. My husband does a mixed fruit container every morning. I just do blueberries. So I'm going to get my blueberries portioned out, and then I'll have the rest set aside for him. I'll probably meal prep his, I just do his fruit cups the night before. So I'll get his ready for tomorrow. And then these, I think I'm going to wash. I am going to wash and dry, and I'm going to put in one of my silicone freezer bags. These will be great for smoothie making, or I might make some sorbet later or something like that. But I'm just going to get those frozen so that they do not go to waste. All right, so I got the blueberries sorted. These 4 are going to be for me, for my breakfast meal prep. These are the extras that are going to be for my husband that I'll portion. Like I said, he does I make really mixed bowls for him with lots of different fruit in it. So this is going to be the base for his one for tomorrow. And then I usually make his the night before, because I'm cutting apples and things like that you don't want to have sitting cut for several days because they'll oxidize and look yucky, right? So anyway, I'm going to do his. I'm going to go ahead and add my oranges to my 4 because oranges are fine. peeled, and that's what I do. I just do blueberries and oranges, and then I'll go ahead and, like I said, meal prep his one, and then these are just gonna go get covered and go in the fridge. And then I have, like I said, these are gonna go into my silicone freezer bag. I just have these sitting in my cloth towel to make sure they are as dry as possible before I put them into the silicone pouch. All right, so I'm not the best peeler, but I just want to show you because these are organic citrus. I'm going to be saving all the peels for these, using them in different ways. This one here, these are the peels from 2 Cara oranges. And then this here are the peels from 2 blood oranges. All right, so got the oranges distributed. I tasted them, they're sweet and delicious. Added a chopped apple to my husband's, and I'm gonna add a few cranberries to each of my 4 breakfast preps, and then in his one, I'm gonna add 3 dates. All right, so those are done. I'm gonna get these lids on and get all of this deliciousness into the fridge. That's gonna go into the freezer. Okay, the blueberries that are gonna go into the freezer, there's 3 cups in the silicone bag. Those are ready. And then I'm gonna get the lids onto all of these and get these into the fridge. My breakfast is done for the next 4 days, and it's an easy prep at night while I'm getting dinner ready to get my husband's done the night before. All right, so here are the blueberries post freeze dryer. I tasted a couple already. They're so crunchy and sweet. It's really a nice, healthy snack, a great way to preserve that fresh taste of blueberries. So I'm gonna let these come up to room temperature and get them off of the trays, and then I have to decide if I'm going to do some bell peppers next or if I'm gonna do some oranges, maybe some lemons. I don't know. We'll see what I do next. Okay, and so the final preservation thing that I'll share in this video, you'll see more in part 2, but this is what I got all the carrots for. One of the things. The main thing was to replenish my canned carrots in my pantry. It's so funny because I've never liked canned carrots, but it's one of the easiest things to do when you first start pressure canning. And so, yeah, I did it once I finally did pressure canning, and we absolutely love home canned carrots. They taste nothing like the ones you buy in the tin cans from the store. Carrots, fresh, roasted, they're, one of our favorite vegetables in general. So it's nice to have this shelf-stable version of carrots. And we go through a lot of them. It's carrots and green beans are the 2 vegetables that I can the most and that we go through the most. And so I have a nice replenish here as we eat. We go through a jar or 2 each week, typically throughout the fall and winter. And then, well, back there, these are not the black eyed peas from, sorry, you can hear the ice dropping in the background. But anyway, these are not the black eyed peas that I got from Azure Standard. These were some other ones that I had. And so, yeah, I went on and pressure canned those. This is my first time pressure canning beans. Here's what I did with some of the beets. Now, I cooked a lot of the beets. And then here's what I did with preserving the beets. Also did some water bath canned ones. So I water bath canned some carrots, some of the golden beets, and some of the red beets as well in a pickling syrup that I made. It's really delicious. I'm going to be doing more. Maybe I will record and share what I'm putting in the pickling sauce. I want to let these sit for a few weeks and test it and confirm that I do indeed love it. And then I will definitely be making this again, making more. I think so far I have 6 jars of each, or 7. My pot holds 7. So I just did 1 pot of each vegetable to start with to test. And so, yeah, I will be back with part 2 to share more of how I preserved, and as well as some of the things that I made with the Azure Standard haul. So yeah, look out for that video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Now I'm gonna move on for my sewing friends and my gardening friends and share a little bit of an update with those. All right, friends, so I hope you enjoyed looking at the unboxing of my very first ever Azure Standard haul. So far, I've been actually very pleased with everything that I bought. You will hear more about how I preserve some of the other things, how I'm storing some of the dry goods, and actually some of the meals that I made with some of the fresh vegetables. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you all. And I think I split it into 2 upcoming vlogs. I haven't finished editing those videos yet, but I think it's in 2 upcoming vlogs. You'll see more about that. And I don't know, maybe, again, I don't know when I'm gonna release this video, but there's a small chance that I will already be in possession of my second order by the time this video comes out, because as soon as I finished doing some of the cooking, I went back and put some things in my cart. So yes, you'll hear more about my impressions in some upcoming vlogs. And like I said, I will put my personal Azure Standard affiliate link in the description box. It's an easy way for you to support me and my channel if you like what you saw and you want to give it a try yourself. So do feel free to use that link. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, you'll get a bit off of your first order by using it, okay? All right, so next we're gonna get into a little bit of a sewing update for those that are interested in seeing some of the sewing things. I will also link in the description box the video where I talk about this dress that I'm wearing. This is one of my favorite knit dress patterns. I've made it lots. So if you haven't seen that video, I will put that in the description box for anyone interested in seeing that. But yeah, we'll get into the sewing portion of the video. I'll give you an update of some of the things that I have worked on over the last few months. Okay, so here's quilt top number 1. Just a charming, charming collection of fabrics. So sweet. And again, these are just simple quilt tops to make. I will put a link in the description box to some videos that I've created where you can learn how to make these really basic quilts. I'll link to one where you can make a more complicated quilt as well, if you just want to see what the process is like. So this is just the quilt top, and I've pulled the fabrics that I'm going to use for all of these quilt tops that I'm going to use for the backing, and I'm going to just sit and dedicate a weekend to getting them all sandwiched together and start quilting and binding these so I can soon show you the finished quilts. But anyway, that's quilt top number 1. Here's quilt top number 2. Again, just really darling and whimsical prints. Look at the little nice strawberries, flowers, gingham. Really, really fun. Here's another tiny little baby quilt using charm squares. This is from K Facet Collective. I do have more of these charm packs in my Etsy shop. Those that I do have charm packs or layer cakes left, I will link to those in the description box as well for anyone who wants to give something like this a try. Here's another one. This is even bigger because instead of using the 5-inch blocks, piecing them together, these are 10-inch blocks pieced together. Same, actually the same fabric collection as the one I just previously showed. The little one is just larger pieces of fabric. And then here's another one, again pieced together just like all the others shown before, just a different fabric collection. Really fun, patchworky looking effect. All these fabrics are gorgeous. I'm gonna show you another one that I did. This is with the 10-inch blocks. And I'm gonna show you another quilt top that I created with strips. Now this isn't gonna be the final design of the strips, but just let me show you how pretty they looked all pieced together. So here's the one with the 2.5-inch strips, just string pieced together. I could just, you know, square this off and just turn this into a strip quilt. But I want to add on to this. And so I'm still thinking about how, but I definitely I want to do something else with this. And I'll share that completed here as well as on the shop channel. But I love these fabrics. I love the colors and the patterns. So pretty. Okay, this next quilt top is also made with the 10-inch squares, the layer cake, but I've sewn them together to create half square triangles, and I do have a detailed step-by-step tutorial on this process, which I will also link to in the description box. So this is another K-facet bundle featuring reds and pinks. Absolutely beautiful. And then here's the final quilt top that we'll look at today. Again, 10-inch squares using the half square triangle patchwork method. Remember, I will link to the tutorial on how to do this. But this is, again, K-facet fabrics that I used here. And this was a rainbow collection. And again, any of these that I still have available in my Etsy store, I will go on and link to in case anyone watching would like to get their hands on this to give this a try. So I hope you like the little quilt tops that I shared. I have a lot of, you know, I'm mostly an apparel sewer. I have a lot of pattern reviews that I recorded for you guys. And I'm just sewing some things that I've had on my list. I have a very particular way that I want to release those videos. So until I get that all sorted out and everything ready, I'll continue just showing, you know, in vlogs, some of the things that I'm working on that are not apparel related. And honestly, with all the apparel sewing, that's what I just, you know, when I need a break from thinking about that and doing fitting and, you know, I have some very specific things that I'm making and specific reasons for making them. So sometimes our brain just needs like a little break just to do something that's just like, you just do it. You don't have to think much about it. These are actually wonderful things. A couple of these I worked on while I was doing some canning and preserving because it's easy to kind of stop and restart and catch back up. And when I'm doing apparel sewing, I don't know, I like to sit and really have long periods of time to work on things. I don't like to, you know, sew for a half an hour on a dress and then come back to it. And I like to really sit and hopefully get it finished or like close to finished in a session. That's just how I like to sew. But with these kind of projects, I don't mind starting and stopping. But anyway, you'll see in an upcoming video the pictures of these finished quilts. I'm excited to share those with you. And remember, there will be links in the description box if you want to see tutorials on how to make some of these yourself. All right, so our final thing we're gonna talk about in this vlog is a little bit of gardening. It's Minnesota is zone 4. I have, by the time I release this video, oh yeah, I'm sure, I've already started sowing some seeds outside in specific spaces, undercover, protected. But mostly I'm still starting things indoors or on my screen porch where I can protect them. So let's have a little update of some of the things going on as far as the 2024 garden goes. Okay, so as far as gardening goes, I'm at the stage now where I need to do a lot of up potting. So I have several of these huge buckets of, this here is actually, this isn't like truly composted material. This is basically like starting in the fall, all my food waste, coffee grounds, they get dried in my food cycler. And so it's not technically composted, it's basically just dehydrated and dried so that it's in a form where I can, you know, keep it in the house without it getting all buggy and smelly and gross. And so I will use this in my soil bed, so I'll use this in my beds. There's just all kinds of stuff in there. You can still see some of the orange pills. citrus pills, just, yeah. I try not to put anything food related into the trash can. So even like the chicken bones, fish bones, you know, softer beef bones, the flesh, everything gets composted or dried in one way or another. So this is where I put the things that I've dried. And like I said, I have several of these containers. And then let me show you the actual composted material. And so this in here is actually being composted. This is warm, and this is actually creating compost from my food waste. Yeah, this is really potent, powerful stuff. And same thing, I put, you know, all the different fruit peels, all the waste from food prep. Like you can see here, I think these are some skins from, I did a bunch of carrot and sweet potato roasting yesterday for dinner. So that's all in there, and it just stays in here and gets mixed up. Every once in a while I come and I take some out because this is like a continuous cycling. So it's really designed that you're adding things and just taking out the little bit that you need. But in preparation for spring planting, I'm going on and starting just to take out some every week or so as it gets fully broken down. So I won't take anything out of here for probably another 4 or 5 days. And I just need a little bit of that, and it just gets my plants jump started beautifully. I mentioned earlier in the video when I shared those red peppers that I got from Azure Standard that I was gonna go ahead and save some of the seeds and plant them. These are the seeds I got from 2 peppers. They were loaded with seeds. My husband and I both agreed they were the best store-bought peppers we have ever had in our lives. The only peppers that I've tasted that taste sweeter are the ones that I grow in my garden. And so I'm really hoping that this is like an open pollinated variety, and that these seeds have some good genes that will grow some more sweet and delicious peppers here for me in Minnesota's Zone 4. So I think I'm gonna pop like a dozen of these in some soil and just see what germinates, see what happens. And I'll put these in a separate part of the garden so I can just watch them and see what they produce. So my onion starts came in from Dixondale Farm. I've started planting these out gradually as weather has been permitting and as time has permitting. I'm gonna tackle these today. This tray, I just went through, sorted them all out, grouped them together by variety in various trays so that I can then put them all together, same varieties in different sections of the garden. I'll get another few varieties planted out. I hope today it's a great day to go plant some onions. We'll see. But gotta get the onions started. I also hit a clearance sale, a beginning of the season clearance sale at my local big box store. They had most of their berry plants for $7. And so everything except for the blackberries. So I got grapes, blueberries, and raspberries for $7. You know, I got a bunch of them. The blueberries were already flowering. So I've had these on the screen porch. I'm gonna start to mark the spots where I want these to go. I have a lot of dedicated space for all my different fruit bushes and my new fruit trees as well. I got 7 new fruit trees this year. This one here is a nectarine. I'm thrilled to get that planted. It's actually already has some blooms on it, so yeah. So that'll be some of the upcoming gardening. Of course, I've already started a lot of things indoor for my jump start. So those seedlings will be actually headed into the greenhouse soon to start hardening off. Those are cold tolerant crops that I'm gonna get jump started on. And then I did a second round of sowing outdoors. And these are things, I'm doing them in these little cups to control them so that this is that time of year where the birds and everybody comes out looking for food. And so I don't want my seeds getting eaten or scratched up and knocked into different places. And so these are things I want to make sure I can see that they're germinated and growing so I can actually eat them. And so, yeah, got this first round started. Got a couple other trays of other things going too. And then while I was at Lowe's, I picked up some flowering bulbs. I don't do too many. I've already done some over the years. Some survive, lots rotted, lots the squirrels just dug up. So it's just, I'm not doing too many bulbing plants too much anymore. I'd rather sow some seeds and know that I'm going to see some flowers at some point. But I do like the dahlias. I don't even bother digging them up. I just treat them like if I'm buying an annual plant. I got some red sweet, I got some purple seed potatoes. I've already started my own potatoes from organic potatoes. But I'm just gonna add those just because they were there. And then I got some asparagus, same thing. I've been growing asparagus from seed. And so we'll see with these crowns if I get to harvest earlier. And then I got some cannas. Again, I usually buy these as annuals in pots. I pay more than that for one plant, so I figured I'd give those a whirl. And then ranunculus again. I've tried to grow ranunculus from these little tubers before. Spotty luck, but again, I do love this flower, so I'm going to give it another try. Here's a peek at some more trees leafing out and blooming, but now's a good time. I can get these off of the screen porch and figure out where I want them so hubby can start planting for me. Okay friends, I'm going to wrap this video up with a peek at some of the eggplant and peppers that I'm going to start up-potting next. If you're new here, I garden in Zone 4, Minnesota, and I start most of my seeds indoors. So for the heat-loving crops, the peppers, tomatoes, tomatillas, eggplant, I start those indoors. And yeah, I just let them grow out. I love growing all the different varieties. I am definitely a lover of the seed diversity. I like to be able to grow really rare varieties. I grow a lot, I grow backups, and then I donate the extras to my local community garden. Yeah, so I'm gonna be getting a bucket of my compost down here and start up-potting some of these things. And yeah, I'll be starting to get into that busy season with the garden, which is very exciting. Friends, so that's it. As you can see, I'm still not quite outside, but soon I will be. I have a lot to plant. I have a lot of new trees and fruit bushes to plant. I have my cold weather crops getting hardened off, cabbages and kales and all kinds of things. So I'm gonna start planting those beds. As you can see, I started with my onions. And yeah, it's a lot of up-potting. Most of those warm weather crops will not go out into the garden until end of May. So they're still getting nurtured and loved and growing here in the house and then later in the greenhouse. So yeah, lots more to come. And as I said, based on feedback, I'll share as much or as little of that over here with you guys that, you're interested in seeing. So let me know in the comments if you've tried Azure Standard or if you think you want to give it a try. Yeah, we can just catch up a little bit, all right? Thank you guys for watching. If you've lasted this long, I will see you guys back here on the channel again soon, all right? Take good care. Bye.
Slow down. Fireplace, do you know how? Pass the paper, my desk is out. Who will care for the world out? Rest with me, close to curtains. Brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me. Take my hand and lead even when